Hi, it's Carolyn and Michelle, aka LA Triathlete and Fuel My Run, and we're going off course.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
You okay?
For the listeners, I was having just a little mentee bee. Just a little mental breakdown. Just a little one though.
Oh, I'm
like,
so
you know, when you
sorry.
just need to cry for a minute and then you just have to like get your shit together because you have no other option.
That's true. You had no other option. I'm very demanding. I was like, Michelle. No, I just texted you because I was like, do you know? Because I had to do something. My computer for work had to restart. And then it was like, do you want to do this now or later? And I was like, I don't know, but I'll just do it later.
Whoa. Right before hopping on, I got mad. Because of the mentee bee, weird that you say that, the little thing popped up. It's like, you know, software update, try tonight or do it now.
Shut the fuck up.
First of all, what if I don't want to do it today?
What if I don't want to do it at all? Guys?
Yeah.
Is this consensual?
I felt pressured. It
hate
didn't
it.
feel consensual, and I'm mad about that. That's how my day's going.
I feel like the computer like the Apple one, it'll be like, yeah, I always install it tonight, whatever, and then I forget, and then the next time I log into my computer, it takes like 15 years because it had installed the update and needs to like reboot, and I'm like, fuck.
You're just like, what? Never install the update, you know?
Yeah, Windows 98 over here. I don't need anything better.
Yeah. I remember my old iPad. I just never installed new stuff, and then it just stopped working. So don't listen to us.
That's true. My current iPad, because this is actually, I meant to tell you this because you were telling me about your new iPad pen.
You have an iPad?
Pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
so
it
it's
a pen
really,
or a pencil? I've been calling it both.
I think it's technically a pencil. But I had, okay, so Jordan's an iPad guy. He's an iPad kid, right? He loves them.
That.
He's got
in the
like
best way.
In the best way, but he like doesn't use his phone. Like he just like loses his phone constantly because he's always on his iPad. And I'm like, what's the difference between the phone and the iPad? Just a bigger screen. But he always has like the fanciest iPad. But he got a new one like last year, and so he gave me his old one just because I always use his iPad to do Zwift. And the iPad is literally so old and there's so little storage on it. The only app is Zwift. And it's like, if I have to update the app, it's like, sorry, bitch, you don't have enough fucking storage. And I'm like, oh my God, there's literally nothing to delete. I'm like, is this 1 gig? This is like my iPad Nano in 6th grade? Literally.
Like 5 megabytes.
Yeah. Millibytes. Smaller than a megabyte. Whatever the fuck that means.
That's crazy. No, that's hilarious. And there has to be a way to delete more.
I should probably check. I probably get text on there. It might be the problem. And then they just, take up like, precious storage. Like who's texting on an iPad? Psychos.
Can you imagine?
No.
Well, you should really start editing on an iPad because I just started. Well, I used to.
Tell me about
but
it.
then I got lazy and I lost my pen or pencil. Unsure. It's great though.
Yeah.
I also I'm not, can you write well? Like, do you have good handwriting? I've never asked you this.
Not really. It's like if I'm in the mood, if I have a good pen, like a nice soft felt tip, I get a little fancy with it. But if it's a bad pen, it's not going to be good. Yeah, it doesn't get sexy with a bad pen, but it gets sexy with a good pen.
Okay. Well, maybe same. If I'm trying really hard, I can make it look like I'm trying to have nice handwriting. Like I can moonlight as somebody with good handwriting.
Really?
But
okay.
I feel like I'm crazy. I'm all over the place. If I'm going fast, I'm taking notes. It's here, it's there, it's all over. Were you like a bubble eye kid?
No. I think I've always I had this friend, Chelsea Wright. Shout out to Chelsea. We were like besties in 4th grade, and she had the nicest fucking handwriting. It was insane.
Really small.
Really small, and it was like very square, like literally looked like it could have been type font. And I'm like, cannot relate. And I tried to be like her so bad because her handwriting, it was crazy. Like I still remember it, That's from 4th grade.
That really
I'm
stuck
old
with you.
It really stuck with me.
4th grade.
4th fucking grade. What are you, like 8, 9? Crazy.
I was always jealous of the kids who could write really small because I was going big. I needed the big margins because I like,
and then I don't really even write anymore. And I had to write like thank you cards from the wedding, and I could do like 5 a day because then the hand starts.
And your hand would
cramping.
hurt.
And I'm like, can I just type these? Like, can I just like send them to you via email? Ugh.
You can do like a script font. Anyway,
Some people, man. What are you editing on your iPad though? What's the T?
like reels.
Oh, I never even thought. What's the pen for? Just to like
Because you
tap that
know
ass?
we're gonna get tap that ass. We're gonna get
Yeah.
carpal tunnel early,
Yeah.
and this is. I am a doctor saying this because I can already feel the signs coming.
Yeah.
Both of my parents had carpal tunnel surgery. Have yours?
Oh my God. You know what? My mom did have some sort of wrist surgery. I think it might have been. I should text her. I don't remember why she had wrist surgery, but it might have been carpal tunnel.
Yeah, you should ask. But
She
I
also
feel
has
it coming.
arthritis in every joint. Did we talk about this?
Oh,
All her
a little
replacements,
bit.
her knees,
That
hips,
sounds
toes.
so painful.
Literally
My mom
big
has a knee
toes.
replacement.
I think she got her wrist replaced too.
Shut up.
Like after
Okay,
the
well,
other wrist
follow up.
surgery. Follow up. Anyway, sorry. So you're just like,
Carpal
are you
tunnel.
like drawing things on the iPad, or are you just like clicking buttons with it?
I want to draw, but I also am terrible at drawing. Like I said a couple episodes ago, I'm starting new hobbies. There's actually one hobby that I'm starting that I'm not going to tell anybody because I'm too embarrassed. But when you're editing on your phone, like your thumbs, our thumbs are going to be tired.
Yeah,
Our
and
thumbs are bodybuilders.
I have a pop socket because I just can't hold a phone without it. Literally, it's too. And I don't know if you have one, but I hold it like that, and it digs into the middle finger knuckle, and I'm like, it's literally
like a
developing
callus?
like yes, and like I'm like the bone is like deformed now because I'm like constantly just on my goddamn phone. You're just an inspiration. Maybe I'll get a nicer iPad. I just fucking bought this MacBook. And I was complaining to you this morning, literally.
I
about
feel
how
like I
have no
keep
money.
on getting you to buy more expensive
know.
things. I'm like,
I have-
you need a MacBook. You need
And I
a
have
camera.
no money. Literally so poor right now. It's crazy.
It's a write-off, Carolyn. Remember?
It's a write-off. It's making money for the future, Carolyn. But yeah,
Well, money.
I'm
You're
like,
literally rich.
no. Well, I had to pay my taxes. That was the beginning of April, and then I just like haven't had many brand deals pay out literally in like forever, and so I'm like, okay, I have money in like an account, but I'm not gonna move it back over.
I mean,
that's too much
what's the
work.
difference of moving it back over and then you get the money
'Cause I
from the
feel
brand
guilty.
deals and you can put it back?
Oh, that's true. I feel guilty though. I can't. So I'm just like
So Carolyn's
cosplaying.
poor for 2 weeks.
Oh, but it's like it always seems like when I have the least amount of money is like when the most amount of funds. I have to pay my friend Mitch back for the Airbnb for St. George, which is like $400, and then I voice memos you. I sent you like 100 voice memos though. So, but my car air conditioner is making this crazy fucking noise. Wait, I can play it for you. I took a video.
The sound. Carolyn's like,
like
I don't know how to
whoa, 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 whoa,
recreate
whoa.
the sound to the.
I couldn't.
the
It was like
mechanic.
you Google it and it's like, what do you do if your air conditioner's squealing? And I'm like, it's not squealing here. I'll play it.
You're
for
like,
you
it's a.
guys. It's like whoa, whoa, whoa,
I'm
whoa,
sure
whoa.
the mechanics have.
What is that? Tell me
It
what
kind of
that
sounds
is.
like a bird.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Like,
whoa. Maybe there's a bird in there. Well,
Yeah.
my dad is a car expert, right? But he's
Oh.
a boomer, and so he's no offense, not all boomers are like this, but he's not a phone expert. So I texted him and I said, "Hey, Dad, AC in my car is making this horrible noise. Only it's definitely the AC because it stops when I turn it off." And then I sent him a video, and I was like, what do you think this is? Like, just based off the sound, can you like diagnose it? Do you think it's going to be expensive?" And he calls me and he goes, "What's going on?" He's like, "You didn't send me any details." And I was like, "Dad, literally every detail you need is in the text. Use your eyeballs."
Click the
And then
video.
I was like, "Dad, I sent you a video." And he's like, "Oh." So, and then I texted him and then I got off the phone. I was like, I was like hopping into a meeting and I was like, "Okay, just like, can you watch the video and like text me?" And then it's been 2 hours and he has not texted me. So I texted him again and I was like, "Dad, did you watch the video?" And he hasn't responded. So I'm like, I just need a little reassurance. But anyway, so that's hilarious. And he's like, "Nothing with the air conditioner's cheap." And I was like, fuck, okay. But here's the thing is when I got my car service last time, they changed the AC filter, which is something that they like have to do every few years. And it was like $90. After they replaced it, literally the next time I had to turn the air conditioning up like really high because it was hot. And the car sounded like a fucking plane. It was like, and the whole car was vibrating. And I was like, oh, that's not good. But I was too lazy to go back. And then I never went
You're
back.
like, I thought it was the treble from the song I was listening to.
Yeah, I was like, so it's so loud. Jordan's like, you should probably get that fixed, but I never did because I was like, well, the
I feel
air
like
is
it's
still
their
working.
fault.
Well, that's what it is their fault. But then my dad was like, well, you should have gone back like right away, and then it would have seemed more like it was their fault. Now that they're just gonna think you're lying, and I'm like, oh no. So now I'm scared. But then I don't know if they're related. I feel like it's just some sort of like belt that fell off of something. But I'm like going to St. George next week. And it's a 6-hour drive. And it's really
Why
fucking
would you think it's a
annoying.
belt that fell off of something?
Because a lot of
what in your head
times-
tells you that?
Google. A lot of things are belts.
Oh, okay.
A lot of cars have lots of belts.
There's a lot of belts in the car. Like, why are there so many belts?
But here's the thing. The air conditioner still works. The air is still coming out. It still gets cold. So I'm like, it can't be that expensive, right? And if it's going to be expensive.
I mean, if it's working.
Jordan will die. He like hates if we're like driving somewhere and there's like any kind of like rattle or like if something's like rubbing on something in the car and it's just making like a slight noise, he gets so annoyed. And it's a 6-hour drive to Utah. And I'm like, I don't think he'll survive. So I need to get
It's
it
going to
fixed.
turn meditative, you know?
If it's the music's loud enough, it really does drown it out. So I'm like, that's how you just solve your car issues. Just turn that fucking music up, bitch. Sorry.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Don't drop
You
it,
guys aren't
actually.
bitches. Yeah,
It's
don't drop
gonna
it. They're expensive.
And then start making a weird sound.
But yeah, so that's like why everything's expensive and I'm dying. So yeah.
Preach. I am so sore. This is also what's making me mad. And I was texting you about this. I did a HIIT workout on Monday.
Oh,
So
yeah.
actually, this is interesting. Recovering from the marathon and obviously whatever stomach virus I had.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't work out a couple days. I think I did a walk on Wednesday. So the race was Monday, nothing Tuesday, nothing Wednesday. I think nothing Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I did a 2 or 3 miler.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did a walk run, but it ended up, I did a walk run. It was like 2.5 miles, but I only tracked the running part because I didn't think it was going to be a walk run. Whatever. Yeah. I was feeling great though. And then I did 5 miles on the weekend, felt totally fine.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. I'm going to do whatever workout I'm craving. And for some reason, I was like, I want to kill myself with a HIIT workout at the gym with weights.
Fuck yeah.
Which sounded really fun, you know?
And this was like, did you make the workout out? Or did you like follow one online or was it like a class?
So I just made it up. I kind of was like writing it down. Wait, maybe I have it right here just for reference so people can understand my body a little bit. But yeah, so I wrote it out. So dumbbell thrusters. So just kind of like going to squat and then like going up, squat up. And I did 2 15-pound dumbbells.
Oh, shit. Especially for anything that is lifting up.
Yeah.
I can't do
100%.
I don't think I could do 15, honestly. Jesus. Okay.
So I did some of those and I did a HIIT style of 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So I did that workout and then renegade rows. So push-up position, pulling up the weights.
Love it.
Fucking hard. And then I did weighted walking lunges with the dumbbells. And then I did, this one is the one I think that did me in, a dumbbell snatch. So like in squat position, snatching up, going back into squat position, and then alternating arms. Which I was just like, when was the last time I've done that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
You were when was the last time I decided to do that?
Yeah.
I know. And then I ended with some, what do you call them?
Oh,
kettlebell swings.
Yes.
Until like I just died. And I did 3
failure.
rounds of that. Until I literally started crying.
Yeah.
And I did 3 rounds and I was like, wow, I'm like pretty sore. That was really fun. I like, you know, those workouts where you just sweat a lot and you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know?
Every interval workout. Yeah. Those are great.
But then I got home the next 2 days. I think it's day 2 of the soreness.
Yes.
I'm so sore. I'm more sore than Boston.
Really? You know,
100%.
I think it's just like when you do those weird little moves that you haven't done in a while, that'll fuck you up big time. Some snatches. Is that what you call it? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Some
They're
thrusts.
so intense. I need to record it because it looked like I look like a I don't know. I look like
a CrossFitter.
Intense. I was like, damn, she's a CrossFit queen. Anyway, so that was crazy. It's just so funny how you can do like even the weighted calf raises that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Like something so simple or a move that you just do a few times, you're like, I'm dead, I'm dying, bury me in the grave.
Right.
Why
it's
is
like,
that?
I don't, and like, I mean, as we're already athletes, right? Like I run a lot and it's like, how are my calves so weak? It's just like, shouldn't I be stronger than this? Holy shit. So I feel you there. It's
Why
like,
is it so sore? What's going on? Like you use your calves all the time. All
running,
the fucking time.
Climbing. You've seen the
pushing up
stairs
a
I live
wall.
up. Yeah. Swimming. Yeah.
The
Walking
stairs
up
you
the
live up. Yeah.
stairs.
You're working those calves every day, even if
Apparently
you didn't
not.
run.
No. Yeah. Are you still sore? How was your run today? Tell me everything.
I'm so sore. And what's making it so frustrating is like, I set the goal. I forget if I said this last episode. I want a PR in every distance.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Did I say that?
You did. Haley texted me about it.
What? Who did?
Haley, because I think that you said, didn't you say you want to go like sub 130 or something?
Oh, God, no.
Or something.
I mean,
don't know, but
that'd be
maybe
sick.
you did. Haley texted
Sub
me and was like,
135.
Michelle can definitely do it. And she's like, I ran a 144 and she's just like she's a cyclist and she went so fast for her. And she's like, so she has all the faith in the world in you. So you have to.
That's so cute.
I meant to tell you
Shout
that.
out to Haley.
Shout
oh my
out to
God.
Haley.
That just made my day.
She needs to be on.
130 would be so sick, but I'm definitely not anywhere close to there. I really want to get into we've talked about this. Like I want to start running more in the sixes, like doing speed workouts and have it feel more comfortable, etc. But after the stupid HIIT workout, my last 2 runs, I'm running in the 9s and I am like going as fast as I can.
Nah.
And my legs are like, I looked like an Ironman athlete, like one of those Ironman guys.
Like stiff, weird.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
They let
I
the
was
weird
giving-
fucking run. Yeah.
100%. 50-year-old Ironman. And
like shuffle.
I'm very excited for this to be done.
Yeah. That, that is frustrating, right? Like when you have a run like that, that's so like slow and you're like, I fucking suck. You're like, how the fuck did I go a 3:33 2 weeks ago? Yeah. And then you're like, it's just, and then it goes away. And then you're like, I'm great at running. Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. It's
so like
such
next
a
week,
weird mind game.
It is. It's so fucky.
I can
Is that a
never
word?
run again.
Never run again.
Well, you're going to the gym a lot. Oh, wait, all of a sudden we're gym girls. I know
We're
we were going to
gym
have an
girls.
ultra running podcast, but I think we're like a
We'll have
gym
both.
podcast now.
We'll have both. We're going to have some spin-offs from this pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the gym twice, you guys. Okay, so this is what happened. So you guys know I pay for LA Fitness. I don't go to LA Fitness. I spend $50 a month. And so
You're just donating to the founders.
I'm just donating. It's for a good cause, except for not really. But then this
100%.
girl, actually I just got an email from them. I need to like fucking cancel it. So my friend she actually lives in the Seychelles and she's a triathlete. And I met her in person when I was on my honeymoon. And she's like a runner and she used to be a triathlete and she's just the sweetest. And she has this app that she's like working on. It's called I guess it's called Valere. It's like Valere, and there's like a little accent. I need to like get the proper.
I like it.
She's like, can you use the app? And then like,
wait, spell it again.
Valere, and there's an accent on one of the e's. I think it's like Valere.
Valere.
So
Me trying to be French.
I guess the Seychelles is like pretty heavily French. So she's not. She's actually British, but she was like, hey, like we've got this app. Do you want to try it out? And then like, promote it to your followers. And then like, well, if you like the app, do you mind promoting it? Blah, blah. I'm like, of course, like that'd be awesome to help. She's just like so sweet. And like,
yeah, it's a friend.
She's a PhD in I think like physiology or exercise science or something. So she knows her shit. She's like, basically just telling me all this cool stuff about my body. And then she's like, because I was like, yeah, I fucking die when I try to run any faster. And she's like, well, your cadence is probably too low and all this stuff. And so we're like really targeting that. Anyway, so she made me this little training plan. This means I actually have to start going to the gym, guys. So
did you ask
Thursday,
her? Or was she like, you need a gym membership?
Yeah, she's like,
strongly recommend.
You could do, so her programs do offer at home and in the gym. And so I selected at home, but when we met, she's like, you should probably go to the gym. And I was like, fuck. But I told her I was paying. So I was like, okay. So I went to LA Fitness last Thursday and I like did my little warm-ups. It actually wasn't that crowded, which was nice. I hadn't been, in forever, but I like walked over to the squat rack and it literally smelled like someone shit themselves. Like I was like, is there a poop on the floor? It smelled so bad. And I think
maybe it was
just,
one
like,
of those like meals that those bodybuilders prep. It was like a meal of eggs.
Yeah, no, literally. Like the protein powder farts. I don't know, but it was
Ew.
lingering. I was like, gonna throw up and I was looking around to see like who shit themselves. And so finally it clears out and then I like do my exercises. And in that moment I was like, I cannot go here. I cannot go to this fucking gym anymore. I was like, I'm canceling my membership. I should have canceled it that day when I was leaving. And I was like, I have to find a new gym. So my friend Lizzie, she's more of like, she's crazy. She's so strong. She's like done like bodybuilding and like, so and then she ran Boston. She's literally ran 2 marathons and she's like a 3:03. Like she's so fucking fast. She owns a gym in Pasadena, women-owned gym.
Perfect.
It's super like small, but it's got exactly what I need.
No
So
egg
anyway,
farts.
no one was farting, and I went yesterday morning, so I went there, and I really enjoyed it. So I think I'm gonna switch to there, and then cancel.
Love that.
Hopefully, I actually do it because I don't want to. You have to go in to cancel.
You have to. Yeah, you do. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and they kind of shame you.
They
I
do.
remember my ex. He was paying for like 2 years. I'm like, this is unacceptable. You have to go in and cancel it. And I was like, I'll go with you because he hated, that kind of confrontation. I'm like, I have no problem with this.
I'm like him. Oh, God.
And we went in, and the guy's like, I'm sorry, like our manager has to be here. Bryson needs to be here.
Of course,
and
it was
like,
Bryson.
Okay, well, where's
It's Bryson
Bryson?
at-
He's like, yeah.
Every LA Fitness manager's name is Bryson.
They're like, you're gonna have to come back. We're like, yo, we can't just like wait. And they're like, well, you can wait on Bryson, but like, I don't know. Bryson said that Bryson should do this. And I'm like, why are you? It ended up, it was this whole thing. So just make sure Bryson is there.
I'm gonna walk in and be like, is Bryson here? And they're gonna be like, he is. How do you know? I'm gonna try because I had LA Fitness when I lived in Ohio. I went to a really nice LA Fitness. It was really close to my apartment. It had a pool.
They have LA Fitness in Ohio?
Yeah, it's like a national chain.
Oh, I thought it was only in LA.
Which is like another reason I joined because I was like, oh, at least if I'm back home, like I could work out and like
go
swim
there.
and stuff. How many times have I done that? None. Literally never. When I'm home, I don't do shit. So I was like,
That makes
you know
sense
what?
though.
Ain't worth it. But I remember when I canceled that membership, I'm pretty sure I just called and they were like, fine. So I'm going to try to call and see. I don't know. Be a Karen. Just be like,
You have to be a Karen to quit the gym.
Have you seen
if you're
that
not a
episode of
Karen?
Friends?
Oh, 100%.
like they bring in Maria. They're like, I want to quit the gym. And they bring out like the really hot chick. So
Yeah.
funny. They're going to be on Bryson. Listen.
They're gonna bring up Bryson and be like, Carolyn, sit down with me. Let's talk. You'll be
It
like,
doesn't
Bryson,
work on
stop
me.
it. I'm married. He goes, I don't care.
I'd be like, Bryson, your protein farts are probably terrible. Oh, sorry guys, that was gross.
Anyway, so we're ripped. See, the thing is, like, you know when you work out more at the gym, like you just feel your body's more toned.
No, for sure. I mean, I
you feel
rarely
strong.
ever go consistently enough to feel strong, but that's the goal now.
But like hypothetically, we probably would
Hypothetically.
be. Yeah.
Hypothetically, yeah. And I feel like she wants me to go twice a week. That's the goal. But last week was once, and then I was my week was weird because of the Rose Bowl half. And I was like kind of sore and tired from that. And so I went yesterday, and that'll probably be it for this week. And then next week is taper for St. George. So it's like, I'm sorry. I was like, I can't be consistent right now, but
That's fair because like technically you'd be tapering your strength training for the race anyway. Most likely. Actually, I don't know. Well, in my head. But maybe too, if you can't convince yourself to go in 2 days, maybe you do one at the gym, one at home.
that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Weight set.
I'm going to talk to her about that. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, I did it for the first time last Thursday, and then I PR'd my half marathon on Sunday. So I was like, clearly it's working.
You guys.
Like, obviously it's working.
You guys.
Which
like we talked about on Instagram, but the podcast is a whole new venue. Carolyn frickin' PR'd without even trying to.
It was crazy,
Did you
guys.
know it was an option in the first 5K?
No. In the first okay, honestly, okay. Here's the rub.
Yeah, give us a rundown.
So
the rug?
The rub. Like,
Oh, what's that?
it's like slang, like, here's the rub. I don't know. It's like a thing.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
I like. Yeah, you teach me a lot of sayings.
I
in
just
this
have like a
podcast. Okay,
weird
give us the rub.
vocabulary. So
Rub it down.
I texted my coach. Okay, so yeah, I had normal week of training, literally like high volume. I did my new strength training plan Thursday. Like Saturday, I rode my trainer. I went and swam, and then I had a beer. Jordan and I went to a brewery. I mean,
Love
beer's
that.
like carbs, whatever. So then I texted my coach. I was like, "What's the
Carb load.
plan, guy? Like, what do you want me to do for tomorrow?" I was like, "Do you want me to like run as fast as fuck, or do you just want me to like chill?" And he's like, like 80%. Don't kill yourself. But he's like, I want you to like negative split it. And I was like, bet. And so I was just like, the vibes were good. I woke up. I ran to the start. So I got a nice little
No
like
stress.
no stress, mile and a half. Put my shirt in a bush because I wore a long sleeve that I was like, oh, it's a throwaway shirt. But I kind of emotionally attached.
You kind of
the
liked
shirt.
it a little bit.
I kind of
Yeah,
liked it. So I was
get
like
that.
halfway there, and I was like, okay, you
A
know what?
throwaway regret.
It was a throwaway regret. And I was like, okay, I'm going to
Like
hide
my
it in this
Lulu.
bush really good and then come back and get it. And then, which is funny because I made that reel about like picking up the litter. We'll talk about it. But I was like, I feel like I'm like littering the shirt, but I knew I was coming back to get it.
No,
so
you put it in a fat bush. Yeah,
I put it in a fat fucking bush.
You got a fat bush.
So I got down there, lined up, and I was
How
just
many
like,
people?
I think they said like 5,000.
Wow.
I know, it's pretty solid, but I don't know if that was for like it's a 5K.
Every distance.
There's a 5K and a half. I think that's it. So it might have been like both. And there might have been less people because it was supposed to be in January, got postponed because of the fires. And then, the course. So it's like, there's two. Yeah. There's like three pretty big, I can't even remember. There's two or three big hills and like right away. So you like start running out of the bowl and then there's that big hill and then another really long big hill. The second hill is the biggest and that's like mile 1.5. And I was just like chilling. I was just like, I started out a little fast. I was like low 7s and I was like, okay, chill, Carolyn. Like, goddamn. And I was like, I need to dial it back because my coach didn't have to kill myself. So I slowed down and I was like 7:20-ish, ran up the hill, like felt good. And then after the hill, so like mile 2.
Do you slow on the uphill? Like when you're running the uphill, do you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not like sprinting up it, but I was still running and I felt like strong and I never feel strong on hills. And I was like, okay, who is she? So then the next section, you like run through Old Town, Pasadena, and like through all these, and there's like lots of crowds. And at mile like 2.5, okay, so my fucking Lululemon race belt, the old one I had was a buckle, so you just buckle it, you know? Yeah. But the new ones are like you like slide them. It's like 2 little hooks, and you slide them together. And
I hate the slides. Whoa,
why did they
downgrade.
change it from I know, and like, I only got rid of the old one because I think I need a spy belt or something. So I had to keep. I like wearing my belt lower because if it starts riding up, it starts bouncing and then I'm like, it's going to chafe. It's annoying. So I had to keep pulling it down like, because it kept sliding up. And so then one of the times I slid it down, the belt unhooked and flew off. And so I had to run back and get it and like put it back on. No. So that added a little time. So if I hadn't had to do that, I think I would have gone under 134. But that's
crazy to think about. Wait, pause real fast.
Yeah.
You just unlocked a memory and it like, this gave me the crazy, like I don't really have OCD except for random things, maybe get me a little bit. This is driving me absolutely crazy at Boston. There's this girl, cause you know how you mentioned you like to wear your belt low. Yeah. How low we talking?
Like I have pretty wide hips. So like still my pants come up pretty high. So,
okay. Yeah.
So the pants come up to like the belly button and then like the widest point of my hips. It's above the widest point of my hips.
So it like stays up.
Yeah, it like stays up there and then below the belly button area. So it's still like
so envision this.
Lower tummy. Yeah.
2 butt cheeks, right?
Yeah.
2 butt cheeks.
Her belt.
Yeah, you got the butt cheeks. Like
yeah.
Her belt was below her butt cheeks.
No. Why?
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know. And I was so tired. I was kind of like, maybe I should tell her because it looks like it's gonna go like just fall down.
Yeah. How is it staying up?
I don't know.
I'm impressed.
And if I had more energy, I would have maybe been like, oh, your belt looks like it's falling. But I was behind her for probably a few miles. And
Jesus.
That thing it just stayed there. Right below the butt cheek.
That's weird. I would notice that would bother me. Like, if anything is like awry in my outfit, like I will notice immediately and be so annoyed.
Wait, how did it fall off though when you were wearing it?
So I was just pulling it down, but so to unhook it, you just have to like lift one. It goes like,
yeah, it's like,
yeah. And so I just like was pulling it down, and I think I pulled down the one side a little too much, and it just like unhooked. And I have it pretty tight too because I don't want it to move. And so I think the 100%. Tightness, it just flew off, and I was like, oh my god, it was not that long of a delay. I literally picked it up, and then I was like running and trying to like rehook it, but it was hard because I was moving. So I was running kind of slow then, and then I got it rehooked and everything was fine, and then continued on my journey. And so like the next few miles are like vibey, like good crowds, and like kind of not really hilly, but I think there's like a couple of sections that are slightly uphill, slightly downhill, just not like big hills.
The elevation was like popping. Like every mile you were climbing.
Yeah, I think 650 feet, and like the LA Marathon's considered hilly, and that's 900 feet.
What?
Isn't that crazy? It's like not that much less. I mean, it is, but it's like
Carolyn, that's so hilly and a half.
It's pretty fucking hilly, and I don't love hills, but I got to like miles 5 or 5.5, and that's where the Randy's Donuts is, as we talked about in the last episode, and that's where my friends were. And like I got fucking hype, and so you see them twice because there's like an out and back on Lake Street. So I saw them once, came back, saw them again, and I was like, looked down at my watch and I was like 6:50 and I was like, what am I doing? And then that mile, like mile 6, I think was like, yeah, like 6:54. And I was like, what am I doing? I was like, calm down. But I was like feeling good. So I was like, let's just like not calm down. And then my friend Amato, he wasn't running, but he was pacing someone and she's like so fast. She like looks fast too. I like kind of know her, but we're friends now. So he was right next to me and I was like, what's your goal time? And she's like, my marathon or half marathon PR is a 1:36. I'm just trying to go under that. And then like, I was like, girl, and I like looked at my watch and I was doing the math and I was like, she's going to fucking just like destroy that time.
You had that conversation while you were running that pace?
Yeah, I was dying. She was chilling and I was just like, this is too much. But then she kind of like took off. She was like, she went on 1:33, I think, or 1:32.
Wow.
I know. So she had a huge PR, but she like ran ahead. And I was like, I'm just going to let her go. And so I was just vibing, doing my thing, going off feel. I wasn't even really looking at my watch. But, you know, you get to a point in a half marathon where you're like, okay, mile 9. And you're like 4 miles left. And then you're like, even if I ran a 9-mile pace, that's 36 minutes. Or like if I ran an 8-minute pace, that's 32 minutes. And then you're like, my 100%. Time now plus 32 minutes would be pretty close to my PR. But I'm not going to run an 8-minute mile. You know what I mean? You guys know. So anyway, like looking down and I was like, okay, like this is actually kind of insane. I think that I could PR or get close. And so I was like, let me just, again, go off vibes. If I start dying, I'll slow down. And the vibes were vibing.
The vibes are vibing. You were in your home.
I was in my home. And I know that, I mean, you guys know. I mean, I'm out here in these
Queen
streets.
of the Rose Bowl. Yeah, in the streets.
I'm in these streets.
She knows where the big bushes are. She knows everything.
Exactly. So we like come down the Colorado Street Bridge, which is a nice little downhill, come around this bend. There's an uphill. That one kind of sucks too, but it's short. And then you come down
mile?
Little hilly. This is mile like 9, some rollers, and then you go down into the bowl, and then you go around the bowl and then to the finish line. And then around the bowl is like 3 miles. And I already know, you know me. I know that the side we're going uphill, and then there's going to be a little kicker, and that's it. After that little kicker, you've just got like a little bit longer on that uphill side. And then you come around that bend and it's all downhill. And I was like, let's just go. So I got the little kicker.
Yeah, you went.
I went. And so, we get to mile like 12. We're on the downhill. And I'm just like, I'm just going to run as fast as I fucking can. Cause I'm looking at my watch and I'm like, I'm going to be this PR is going to be, it's going to be close. I'm going to be kind of close. And so I think my last mile was like a 6:38 or 35 or something. Which
I now love how I know that. I'm like, it was a 6:38. Yeah.
I
was like, what the heck?
I have no idea. I was like, why not? Right? This is the end. And then my last point, what was it, like 0.1 or 2, was like 6:15 because I was sprinting.
Go.
I like ran in and you can see the clock because you can see the finish line in the distance. And I was like, oh my God, it's at 1:33. And then I ran a 1:34.12. So, but I was so happy with it. And like, I felt, so I think I had 3 miles under 7. And I was like, who is she? Because I always joke like, oh, I don't think I can run a mile that fast. And I'm like, I need to stop doubting myself. Because I was like, if I had prepared, although who knows, I was going to say if I had tapered and like mentally prepared to run as fast, who knows if I would have, you know?
This is my thing. Going
like
into a race, less pressure. It's crazy. Because sometimes you do things you're like, I don't know if that would have been possible if I would have like, focused on it too much. Like, you know, had that, I don't know. It's really interesting how that kind of works out.
The trash is here, guys. This has happened before. If you guys hear something in the background. No, you're so right. And like my PR was from Long Beach. And like I was tapered, but that one was tricky because I had just like my wedding was literally the week before, like not week before, but like the weekend before. And I hadn't been running. What? Yeah. So I got married on September 26th, which was a Thursday. And then we had like shit all weekend, like wine tasting, busy, barely like didn't run. And then like,
you had another PR after that.
No, not after Long Beach. I haven't ran a half since then.
Did you just ran a half since? Hold on. I'm getting very confused. You PR'd at Long Beach this last year, but you got married way before that.
No, I got married like the week before.
For real?
Yeah, I got married September 26th, 2024, and Long Beach was like October 4th.
You literally just got married. For some reason in my head, you got married way before that.
Oh, no. I've been married for like 7 months.
You guys are newlyweds still.
We're like
newlyweds. Regardless.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good point too.
So
maybe like your stress was like kind of lower because you got the wedding out of the way. And
yeah, and like I hadn't been training as much, but like I was still kind of tapered for it. So it's like, who's to say if I had had proper training for that one, I might have gone even faster. But when I did that time at Long Beach, I was like, I'm never gonna run this fast again, ever. I thought it was a fluke.
That's how I feel after running the Long Beach half.
Yeah, you're like, it's so flat. Yeah, I was like, it's a fluke, guys. Like I was like, and that one was more consistent in my mile pace. I was very much like 7:08, 7:10, like very, very, like I don't think I had any sub 7 miles. But then like the Rose Bowl, granted there's some downhill, but I was like kind of all over the place. And I was like, if I had like, how many miles could I have done under 7? Maybe more.
Wow.
Who knows?
Now we got to find
exciting.
you another half. Do you want to like train for a half after all your like in between your Ironmans?
So the plan. So yeah, I've got St. George next weekend, which like,
wow.
Now I have no excuse to have. Well, actually, St. George last year was my best run, but I ran a 141, and I'm like, I have no excuse to not go under 140. Now, come on, get out of here.
Yeah, you have to.
I literally at that high though. It's supposed to be 90.
What do you mean 90?
90 degrees Fahrenheit. Isn't that
what?
Crazy? Well, last year it was hot too. Okay, so last year I think I remember it being like the hottest race I've ever done, but it's really dry.
Oh
so it's like kind of hard to tell how hot it is. So I actually felt really good. And I had that like Amius headband on that like cools you. And I don't know if it's placebo, but I felt like it actually worked. But I think the temperature
you got to
was
wear
similar.
that again.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
I
I
thought
think
dry
should be
heat
fine.
was hotter.
No, humidity. Like if it's like in Ohio in the summer, it would be like the high is like 89, but it's humid. It would be like a real feel of like over 100.
Oh.
Yeah. So people are like, oh, Ohio doesn't get that hot. And I'm like, bitch, it's so much hotter. It's like muggy. Okay,
yeah, but Arizona's hot and dry, and it feels really hot.
But
is that just
Arizona's
like
just
120?
hotter? Yeah,
yeah.
Just because it's 100 degrees or 120 degrees.
You're like, okay, it's just hot. Okay, that makes sense.
So now it's saying it got even hotter. Now it's saying, okay,
no.
Granted, this is still a week and a half away, but it's saying that the high is 91. Oh my god.
Okay, so it went up 1 degree. What are some things that you do? Actually, let's talk about it. When we're running a hot race, what do we do?
So, gosh, I've gotten really lucky somehow. I think a lot of half Ironmans. Actually, that's not true. I was gonna say a lot of them aren't in the summer, but I've done like Indy or Ohio 70.3 was in July, and like Ohio's hot in the summer, but like every time I did that race, it'd be like 72, and I was like, oh my god.
I love that.
So for me, a big thing when I'm racing the heat is making sure that I'm getting enough sodium. So I mean, either way, I'm still going to take in a lot of sodium, but when a hotter race, I might take in more. And then the Amius headband, someone like DM'd me about it yesterday. And I was like, listen, this isn't sponsored content. I'm not sponsored by them. And it is a very expensive hat. And I don't know if it really works like scientifically, but like it works in my head.
What is it supposed to do?
So there's like the little blocks. You've probably seen it. It's got like the squares, and they're made out of graphite, I think, which is literally like a pencil. And when they get wet,
it's a number 2, actually.
It's a number 2 pencil. Like last year, I put them all on the counter and like literally like drew like all over our white bathroom counter. It came out, but I was like, Jordan's gonna be pissed. He wasn't. He didn't even know. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. But you just like, especially on a dry race, like if it's humid, they stay kind of like Long Beach last year was humid and I wore it and it stayed wet. But like in St. George, I have to like throw water on it at every aid station to keep it wet. And then it's supposed to just
throw
cool
a little
you.
bit
And
more.
I don't get it because it really works. I felt cool. Crazy.
It's interesting with like Ironmans versus like just running, because obviously my experience with hot races are marathons, halves, or whatever distance. But I feel like on the bike, you have time to kind of recoup, like really focus on hydration. With running, if let's say when I did LA, and I've had a couple hot races in Ventura, but you have to like be, of course, like fuck Ventura. Like I can't. I'm making a video right now, and I mentioned Ventura again. It'll come out later, but
the hate is real.
Anyways, but at every aid station, you have to make sure you're hydrating.
Yes.
Like 1 to 2 cups. Even at Boston, when I was feeling really hot, I was like, it was like a mental reminder to be like, okay, take a water and the electrolyte at this aid station, and like take down as much as you can, and then, toss it. But it's so important to like keep up on it.
It is. And That's another thing about the dry heat that's weird is like you're not really sweating because it's evaporating off your skin so fast. So you are sweating. It's just you feel dry. So I feel like when I'm not sweating as much, I feel like, oh, it's not as hot. But like it is. So that's like just keep drinking.
The mental game.
The mental game, yeah. So we
You're
will
not
see.
soaking.
I'm hoping it changes.
Was it that hot the year you ran it? I'm blanking.
So, St. George. It was last year, I think the high, I think it was like 88 last year when I did it.
So that's
and
the same thing.
Yeah.
And you had a good race.
I had a great race. The only, I would say.
Running it back.
Running it back. Yeah. My bike wasn't good, but I wasn't because it was hot. That's what I was saying. But also, I think the biggest thing to worry about, I think we talked about this last episode, the biggest concern is the wind.
Ooh.
Because
which actually I kind of like with the side.
The crosswinds on the bike or a headwind is not great either on the bike. But luckily St. George has a lot of like turns. Like you're not just going one way into a headwind forever. You're like turning a lot and stuff. But like, so last year I think we got pretty lucky. There was like no wind at all. Except on that descent coming out of Snow Canyon. It was a little breezy. I think I got like one crosswind that kind of spooked me, but I was like, fine. But I'm looking at the weather. Okay. It's I can see like a trend on the 10-day where it's like not bad, not bad, not bad. And then like the day of the race, it like picks up. And then like the next couple days, it picks up even more. And I'm like, okay, clearly there's some event, some wind event.
A wind event. You should know. You're a stormtrooper.
I should know. But last year, okay, so during the race, it was fine. Later in the day, there was a high wind advisory the same day. I finished the race, went back, showered. And then we wanted to go back to Snow Canyon because it's so beautiful. I wanted to show Jordan and was like, let's go like hike in this little park. We literally couldn't hike. It was so windy. It was like blowing shit into our eyes. And we were like up on this little like
I just
cliff.
want to see the sights.
Yeah, I was like, I literally can't see. There was like, I felt like I was going to blow away. It was so windy. And I was like, it was the same day. Like just a couple hours later, I was like, if this had happened during the race, I would have died.
Can you imagine?
That
seems like a liability.
It literally would be. I think that they've canceled races because of wind before, because of the bikes.
I can't imagine biking with wind now. Sorry.
Cycling.
For me, it's biking. For me, it's biking.
It's okay.
I need to hop on a bike. I'm talking cruiser and go in the wind and reimagine how this feels. So
It
I
sucks.
can, sympathize.
It's like when you're running into a headwind and you're like, this sucks, but like times 50. I don't know why it's so bad on a bike. I guess because you're like
less control.
That's
right?
true. You have less control and like I guess you're moving faster on a bike, so then you can like really feel the headwind more because of inertia.
You think you would feel it more if you were going slower.
I know. I don't get it. It's all
but also you're more
up.
aerodynamic.
That's true. Just pray for me, guys. Pray for the wind. Pray for that temp to come down. Anyway,
it's gonna be crazy.
That's the tea. But yeah,
crazy
this episode's gonna come out right before St. George. I just love it. It's so pretty there. Everything's orange. Because it's all sandstone. Here it's all like limestone. You know what I mean? Get out of here.
Yes. Back in my climbing days.
Oh yeah, you know all about that. The schist.
No, I don't. I don't know all about that. I don't even know what that word is.
It's fine. I was basically a geology major, guys. So
really? Did you have like a minor in geol?
No, I was environmental science, but it was literally just geology, but like less hard. Just like didn't have to take all the actual hard classes, just learned a lot about rocks.
That's actually so cool. Wait, you collected rocks growing up, right?
Oh yeah, I had.
Oh wait, I texted my other friend about that, but did you too? Because I collected.
You just like knew that about me.
Shout out to Emily. I think it was Emily I was texting. Shout out. We're talking about collecting rocks, and I loved my rocks.
Oh yeah.
So you had rocks too?
Yeah. So big one for me. So our family had a lake house
rock?
in northern. Yeah, I had a big rock. Took up the whole bedroom. We had a lake house in northern Michigan, and that's where we'd go every single year. That's where we went on vacation. And
where in Michigan?
It was called Burt Lake. Well, it still exists. It's called Burt Lake, and it's like 30 minutes south of Mackinac Bridge. So it's like really far up there, but it's near Petoskey. And I don't know if you've ever heard about a Petoskey stone. You should Google it. It's like a certain kind of fossil, but it really only exists in northern Michigan. And so in the lake, you could find, like, it was like so fun in the evening. You would just like walk through the water and look for little Petoskey stones, and you'd always find them. And so I had like 10 fucking Ziploc bags like gallon size.
That's too many.
Under my bed, and I don't know where they are now. It's too many. So I'm like, they're somewhere. I don't know where. And then when they weren't wet, like you couldn't even see the like pattern on them. Like they had to be wet. So you just look at.
Wait, I'm gonna Google it. Maybe this would have
Google
been sparking my interest too. Is that near Crystal Lake?
You know,
my
I think
family
it
has
is.
a lake house.
My mom went there growing up. She went to Crystal
Really?
Lake.
My
Yeah.
family did. My
That's so
aunt now
funny.
owns it, and I've been a couple times. But
Like from
yeah,
you guys would fly your ass in.
no. Well, my aunt
Oh.
lives in like right outside of Chicago.
Oh, so you'd like go to Chicago? Oh, okay.
I visited them in Chicago, then drove.
Okay.
Wait, what am I looking up again?
Petoskey Stone.
They're kind of cute.
They're very cool.
They kind of look like sand dollars. Yeah, but you had like 3 big ass bags.
Literally
and they
just
one day went
bags.
missing. One day your mom's like, I gotta take
like,
them out in the middle of the night. Carolyn's getting a little obsessive.
We took them out in the middle of the night and shot them. They're probably like legitimately. My dad still lives in the house that my parents are divorced, you know, and like my mom moved out, and then they were like, we're gonna sell the house, and then my dad's like, no, I'm just gonna stay. So he still lives there in this like big ass house. So honestly, like they're probably still under my bed in that house. So who knows?
Hilarious.
I should text him and ask, but he still hasn't texted me back about the car sound.
Yeah, we need to
Let's see
get.
if
We
he
need to hear
has.
that.
Not
keep
a
us focused
word.
on the car. Not a
Not a
word.
fucking peep, guy.
I mean, that was a lot of admin.
I know. Just like turn the volume up. I sent him a gift
Such
card
a
for
dad
his.
thing, though.
I sent him a gift card for his birthday,
Cute.
and I'm like, he's
To
not
where?
gonna-
Home Depot.
Montgomery Inn. It's a Cincinnati establishment. It's like his favorite restaurant. And I was like, have a nice birthday
Cute.
dinner, Dad. And then he's like, haven't gotten anything. And I was like, fuck. It's probably I'll never get it, but whatever.
Oh, did you send it in the mail?
Yeah.
In the snail
Yeah,
mail?
It was too hard. Like I was like, to do this electronically, I was like, that sounds like a lot.
At what
Like,
cost?
At what cost? So I was like, you know what?
I
Snail
haven't
mail.
gotten anything yet. I'm so bad. I'm on a scale of 1 to 10. How good are you at sending gifts in the mail?
Pretty bad. I'm trying to be better.
Like a 3 or like a 9 or like a 7. 0 is like you just don't do it. 10 is like always
3.
early. Me too.
3. I mean, half the
so
time I don't
bad.
even do anything. Like Mother's Day, I'm so mean. I'm like the worst. I just forget, and then it's like Mother's Day, and I'm like, oh, happy Mother's Day.
I need to plan something for Mother's Day. I feel like my mom, and she'll be so mad at me for saying this, but I feel like she's always very disappointed with the gift I give her. And
Oh my god! Does she make it known that
she's
she's
not.
disappointed? Oh god.
No.
She's
Well,
like, thanks, Michelle. I
mean,
hate it.
Just kind of like, well, I didn't really like it. Last year I got her. I got like a podcast ad
Yeah.
for the one where it's like it creates a book and you like ask
yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
Story worth.
That's cool.
I think
Storyworth. Yeah.
that was not cheap. Not cheap. And
She never did it.
I don't think she's doing it.
I feel like
I got it
that's
for
so
Kim
funny.
too, and I'm like, I don't think either of them are doing this. Why did
That's like. I mean,
spend
it's
that
very
much money?
thoughtful. I feel like if someone got that for me, I'd be like, that's so thoughtful, and then I'd just be lazy or forget about it. So it's not your fault. My mom
follow
got
up.
us. Okay, I'm kind of the same. Not like I love any gifts. I'm such a gift person. I like giving gifts. I love
yeah.
receiving gifts, and like
It's like thoughtful and
It's
cute
so
and like you
thoughtful.
have to put in
And then-
effort.
I think Jordan thinks that I hate everything, and like it's not. He thinks I hate everything he gets me, and I'm like,
So
it's
does
not
my
that I
family
hate
to
it.
me.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm like, no, I love. Okay, so for example, for Christmas, my mom. This is my mom, and it was such a funny idea. She got us this. It's still in the box, and she texted me about it. She's like, "Have you used it yet?" I was like, "No, I forgot." It's a
Yeah, moms, turn off the
toy.
podcast right now.
Yeah, right. I know. It's like a toy that not a toy, but you put it together and it teaches your pet how to talk. They press
Shut
buttons.
up.
So it'll
That's
be
something
like
my mom would
treat,
get me.
treat, and then like, but I'm like, I don't know if like dogs, I think can learn it better than cats. I'm like, I don't know if these cats, but my cats are such little fatties that they'd literally be like treat, like, fuck you, bitch.
Stop.
Give me a treat.
If
But
you
I need
can't
to-
return it, I'll buy it from you.
I mean, I might. I feel kind of bad, but I'm like, that was such a thoughtful gift,
funny.
and I'm like, that's so
Can
cute,
cats
but
actually use that though?
I think they can, and like, there's
Do you have a
cats on the
genius
box.
cat?
It's literally
There's
under the
cats
couch.
on the box.
Yeah,
you have
it
to have
was
like a
like-
Maine Coon or like a Sphinx. I
right?
think they're
But I'm like-
smarter breeds.
You have to like train the cat. I'm like, that sounds like it would take a lot of time, and it's just like, where do I have the time? And then like Jordan gets me gifts too that are like, he's like, you never use them, and I'm like, no, I do. I don't like. I'm trying to think of an example. He's so like
My
he's such a
mom's so mad
hater.
at me for not wearing the earrings that she got me for Christmas. But I'm like, Mom, I wear them on sometimes, but like I wear hoops day to day.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
She got me these like shell earrings. She's like, you're never wearing them when I call you. And I'm like, because they're not an everyday earring, you know?
That's okay. So for our wedding, Jordan and I got each other really nice gifts. Like I got him a watch, and it was like
Cute.
the most money I've literally spent on anything in my fucking life. But he loves it, and he picked it out. Obviously, it's Jordan. He's very picky, but he never wears it. He does, but only like he won't wear it to work. He's like, it's not a work watch. It's just a watch.
Guys
And
are
then
particular with their watches.
he like barely wears it, but he does love it. And then he got me this beautiful like ring. I picked it out too, but it's like a diamond for my other finger. It's just like little flowers and it's like little diamonds in it. And it's so beautiful. But like I'm not a ring gal. And I'm like, I'm sitting here, I work from home. I'm not wearing a bra right now. I look like shit. You think I'm gonna put that fucking
With
diamond
a diamond
ring
ring?
Yeah, I was like,
I
and the only
mean,
reason I'm
that's
wearing
kinda
this one
slay.
now, it is kind of slay. But I was like, I'm doing the podcast, I'm holding the mic. So that's why I'm wearing this one. But I like never even wear this one during the day. But I was just like,
Wait, I
he's
want
like,
to. I want to see the other one soon. Send me a photo.
Should I? Oh, I'll send you a photo after this. Remind me if
or
I
you can
forget.
go get it.
I could go
Put
get
it
it.
on. He'd be
Put it
so
on.
proud of you. He'd come home and be like, "Wow."
Also, I looked at our. By the way, I was looking at our Acast. That's the platform we use to publish.
You're calling it a cast?
What is it? Acast.
A cast.
I'm very fancy.
Love, our country's picking up.
Wait, where do you see that? Oh, location.
God. What's our top 5 locations?
United States, Canada, UK, Australia, then Germany. But we've also got France, Netherlands, South Africa, New Zealand, Austria, Italy, Norway, Denmark, United Arab Emirates, Sweden, Estonia, Brazil, Belgium, Ireland, Japan, Korea, Mexico, Finland, Saudi Arabia, Hong Kong.
That's so
Cyprus. Who the fuck is listening from Cyprus?
wild. Where's Cyprus?
It's an island off of Greece, if I'm correct. Could be wrong. Lebanon.
Wow, you are
Montenegro.
so geographical.
Oh, thank you. I have a lot of sorry guys, went on a tangent there. I think I've got a lot of weird knowledge about stuff. Like fun facts.
Yeah.
But I'm not
trivia?
like smart, if that makes sense. Not like book smart, but I can throw a stat or a fact at you.
Okay, first of all,
I can
smart
spell really well,
is
too.
a social construct.
That's true. You're right.
Let me say that again. Smart is a social construct.
Correct. That is true.
You know,
It's made
it depends on what type of smart you're talking about. And
That's true.
wow, I just totally flashed my foot in front of the camera.
Oof. It's
Gotta edit that one out.
Yeah, edit that one out. There was like
Anyhow.
a weird fact that I knew the other day, and I like blew someone away, and they were like, "How do you know that?" And I was like,
Oh, speaking of weird facts, I have a great one to share with the podcast because I have no one to tell this to.
"All right, we're ready. Listen up, guys."
And I texted 2 people. I don't know why I didn't text you. I think I was just texting you
offended.
too much. And I was like, she doesn't need this right now.
You can text
I
me as much
texted
as
2
you want.
people. They did not give me the response that I was looking for. You know, when you text someone, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
wow, what do you think? And they're just like, my mom literally put a question mark. Like, you know, how you can do a
Okay.
reaction. She did a question mark.
The worst thing you can do, that's another boomer move, is the question mark. Send the
like,
question mark
sass.
or question mark react. I'm like, and I know that they're
Question mark
probably
react.
like,
I'm like,
huh?
okay.
But in my mind, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's how I read
My
the
mom's
question
like,
mark. Like,
are you
fucking
dumb?
idiot?
And this was THC induced, but
Well.
for good reason. And the fact that I know this now, I feel like smarter. Okay, anyway, so I was wondering, I'm like, can Napa taste as well as I can? Because I'm pretty sure humans can taste better. And then I was like, I wonder if humans can taste better than any other species.
That's interesting. Never thought about this.
What do you think?
Okay. This is a hard one
What's your
because
guess?
there's a lot of
Okay.
animals that can smell so well, way better than we can. And
Yeah,
smell
dogs
is
can
also
smell 10,000 to 100,000 times better than humans.
That's insane. And I know that your smell is attached to your taste.
Mm-hmm. Your
So-
olfactory.
I feel like maybe I don't even think we're in the top 10 for tasting. But tell me.
But do you think dogs can taste better than us?
Probably.
Okay.
I
So
don't know.
tasting it correlates to the number of taste buds that you have,
Oh.
which I thought was interesting too. I went down a rabbit hole of that.
Yeah.
Dogs have about 1,800, 2,000 taste buds. Humans have 9,000.
Holy
So
shit.
humans can like kind of distinguish taste a lot better than dogs. Cats, on the other hand, only have like 300-400. So those cats can't taste sweet foods. They don't have that gene.
What that fucking sucks.
That
I'd
blows
be
me away.
pissed.
I know, poor cats. Because you
I
just
don't really
like
give
think
them.
about like eating like a little cream, like a little sugar, a little ice cream. They can't taste it.
You know what? My old
taste the
cat
cream.
Nova, we'd take that whipped cream can. I think I've talked about this on the podcast, but we would take the whipped
she
cream
liked her
out.
whipped cream.
Yeah,
but
and
she
every
can't
time
taste
she
the
heard it come
sweetness
out
from it.
she just loved it for some reason. But these cats,
The texture, maybe.
we don't give them human food, and they have never been interested in human food. But like their food smells so bad, so I'm like, maybe I'm kind of glad that I can't taste it that well. It's chicken. It's like health. We get good food, but like, god damn,
They need
they
it to
love
be
it.
more
They just-
pungent to get any taste from it, which is so interesting. But then,
oh my god, you're right.
it gets even weirder. It gets so much weirder. Guess
me.
how many taste buds cows have?
Okay, cows are literally just eating grass.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me.
25,000.
Holy shit.
Cows need to be able to taste better than humans because they're out there. I'm talking about like
They're in the
wild
streets, yeah.
cows. They're out
Yeah.
there in the streets and they have to distinguish between different plants and different like types of,
So they don't eat
things,
something
and-
like poisonous?
Exactly. That blew my damn mind.
Oh my, is that like every herbivore? Because like cats in general in the
that's
wild,
interesting.
Eat meat, right? They're eating other animals. But then it's like every little grazing animal must have tons of taste buds. That is so interesting. They're out here tasting that grass.
They're out here tasting it. They're like, can't eat that.
ooh,
Go
yeah.
over there.
They're like
Which is
going into
like,
different
what a
patches and they're
waste.
like, what a waste.
And also too,
Actually, I don't
last
know.
thing.
Because
What do
like,
you
what if
mean?
something tastes really bad and you have
And you
25,000
just, like,
taste
couldn't
buds
deal
and
with it?
that'd be hard to deal with because sometimes
It'd be
There's not that
interesting
many
to
things that taste
hear
like
how
that.
like people's taste buds change because it's like, or when you
Oh,
get
yeah.
older, you lose taste buds because you can't like taste things as much, or maybe it's like a nose thing. But dogs,
Interesting.
like I was wondering, I'm like, so if Napa can smell 10,000 plus times
Yeah.
more than me, is it more vibrant? And apparently, it doesn't have to do with like the intensity of the smell, but it deals with like, for example, if you trained your dog to be able to smell this, if we put like a drop of poison in a big thing of soup, we wouldn't be able to know, but she could distinguish that smell. It's like a potency thing. Isn't that blew my mind?
I guess that's why they have the cadaver dogs
Exactly.
and like the bloodhounds.
And the ones that can find the mushrooms.
Yeah, that is
Anyway.
pretty interesting though. Yeah.
I'm
Fun-
so happy
ending this
that I
on a
was
fun
able to share
fact.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna think about that every time I see a cow.
Yeah. Cows are pretty badass. I'm not going to lie.
So I wonder if they can easily taste a sweet treat. You know, probably.
We should give them like a churro and a donut and see watch
which
they
they
like
like better.
They like lick it with their fat ass tongue.
And they're like-
give them a glass of wine. They're like
Oh,
spinning
yeah.
it. And they're just like smelling it.
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Anyway, what's your workout
Anyway.
look like this weekend?
Oh yeah, so taper has not started for me. I swam today. Gonna do the trainer tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go to the track. I
Oh my
usually
God,
have my
yeah.
donut run. So I have my donut run on Fridays, but then my recovery run was earlier because of the half marathon. So the intervals are tomorrow, and it's like 8 400s, which I literally just did at the Rose Bowl.
Sounds so fun.
But I was like,
so
why don't I
hard.
just go to a track. And then I always get so nervous. I've posted about this on Instagram. It feels illegal. I get like literally butterflies showing up to a track because I'm like, what if it's closed? That's happened before.
What if
where,
someone's
like, they're,
there that
like,
looks
doing
official?
construction. Yeah, they're like, but it's so funny because I go to this. There's like two. Like one time I tried to go to one and it was like they're closed for the next month because we're doing construction. When I was like, fuck, and then I just literally went to the other one and it was fine. But like the one I usually go to, there are always like at least 3 other people running or walking.
That's
So I'm
nice.
like, yeah, it's like, and then last time I was there was like a whole fucking sports team came in and started practicing on the field, and I got so scared.
what kind of
And they didn't-
sport?
I think it was football.
Why'd you
and they
say
were
so
just-
vague?
or maybe it was soccer. I don't know. They were just doing drills like on the field, but they did not care that I was
You're
there.
like
and I was
some
so
type
scared.
of ball.
Some sort of ball. They were running.
It's like
back
you have to
and
be so
forth.
confident, you know?
I was.
You have to just be like, I deserve to be here. Yeah,
Like,
this
at
is
your
my,
high
This
school.
is my place. Are you guys allowed
Yeah.
to be here? Because
Yeah, it was like I literally, can you leave? But they didn't care, and I was like, great. So I think it'll be good. And then
Cool.
Saturday ride, Sunday hour 20 long run, I think, and then who knows what next week has in store for her. I have to go to
With her
Zoot
taper.
Tuesday. Yeah,
a little photo shoot.
Yeah, it kind of messes me up because Monday's always my like rest day, and then Tuesday it's like I'm there the whole fucking day. I have to leave so early in the morning to get down there, and it's like I just don't have time to do any workout, which kind of like messes things up. So I hope that doesn't mess up my.
Another taper.
Fine.
If there's an extra little bit of rest, like if anything, it's going to give you more energy.
I was thinking that, and I usually have a run Tuesday, and I'm like, if I have to get up extra early and do my run, I can do that. It'll be fine. Or do it like I always say, I'm like, oh, I could just do it after while I'm in Carlsbad and just like get it in and then drive home. But I'm like, when I'm done with those photo shoots, all I want to do is
just want to drive home. It's just a long drive.
Such a long drive. Oh, everyone just says they're like, why don't you just stay and like get have dinner down there, and then by the time you come back, it's like the traffic's not as bad, which is like so true. But
you get a little angsty. I get it. Sometimes you just want to like get the drive over with because it's a long drive. You could just get a helicopter.
I could. That'd be nice. Actually, going there isn't bad, right? Like it takes me an hour and a half. There's like no traffic, and then
you get signed by your management company. You're like, sorry, Zoo, you're gonna have to fly me.
Yeah, actually, we have a brand deal with a private jet. Just like all those CO2 emissions. So yeah, that's the tea. That's what's going on.
Love it.
And then Thursday we leave for St. George.
Oh my god!
And then Friday's the I've got I'm doing hosting a little shakeout run.
Shakeout.
Yeah. I was too scared.
Fun.
I'm excited. I'm glad Rebecca's doing it with me. I was like, I'm too scared to do this alone. I don't know why.
Oh my god.
I know. And I was like, we're staying together, and I was like, it'd be weird to like not. And she's a pro, and I was like, that'd be weird to be like, I'm doing this thing.
That's
and,
cool.
Like,
oh, that's fun.
Co-host. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like super fun that you guys are doing it together.
Yeah. I've done it before at Indian Wells. It's literally like a 20-minute run. We're starting at a coffee shop. There's this coffee shop. The Mormons, okay, which is surprising because I don't think that they can have coffee.
They can have.
I actually don't even know if I've had coffee there, to be honest.
I went all there. Soda. It's called a coffee shop, but it's like all soda.
It literally might be. Last year I guess some of them probably drink coffee, but I went there. It's called Farmstead, and I ate there like just because it's like really the only option where I was, and I had to eat before the pro meeting, and I got like a chicken salad sandwich, and it was so fucking good. I still think about it.
You gotta get it again.
Desserts. Oh my god! And then I think we went there again the next day before we drove back for breakfast, and I probably got coffee. But the day after the race, we went to Swig, which is like the Mormon like soda shop. Yeah. It was fire. It was so good. I got like 4 drinks. I was like, I have to try them all.
I can't. Sugar gets me. Remember when we went to the candy store together?
Oh yeah, best day of my life.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
I ate a little bit of candy that night, and I got like sick.
What?
I know.
Like,
I was
threw
like,
up?
I love candy too. No, I didn't like throw up, but I just like sat there with a stomach ache. But I like to think I can do it, but I'm like so bad at it.
That's interesting because that is not. I wish that was the case for me because I'd probably be a lot healthier and like.
You also like work out more than me.
That's true. I love. That's not. Well, I don't know if that's true.
You're like depleting. You have depleted storages that you're just replenishing with your candy.
Even if I think about this a lot though, I'm like, if I ever like stop doing triathlon, I'm like, I would have to probably calm down on the ice cream and the candy. And I'm like,
is that funny to think about?
I'm obsessed. Like I'm addicted to sugar. I'm so screwed. It's actually a problem. I'm like, I don't know how to stop
your body would auto adjust. I think like after
would.
A marathon, I always notice this. Like after a marathon, my hunger is like super high the week after.
Yeah.
Thank God I got my appetite back, by the way. And then as I'm like slowly building back up and my mileage is down, my hunger drops. But like you don't think it's going to happen until it does. And then you're just kind of like, oh, life is kind of boring when you don't eat as much.
I know. I'm like, food is
like as a foodie, like food is life.
Food is life. And like right now I have to run an errand after this. I have to drop something off at UPS and they're like, I'm not doing the donut run tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm going to need like, what am I going to do without my Friday donut? So I'm like, there's a donut shop on the way back. And I'm like, do I just go get a donut for tomorrow morning as a reward? Even though the donuts do
for going to UPS.
For going to UPS and for going to the track in the morning.
Be careful. Remember my stale bagel. Nothing is worse than a stale bagel, but a stale donut, it just doesn't hit.
It might be stale.
Like, you got to get it fresh.
That's true. I wonder, maybe I'll get one on my way back. It's different. It's not like a little donut shop. There's a Krispy Kreme though by the track kind of. And like, honestly, a little Krispy Kreme here and there ain't bad.
I mean, once in a blue moon, you got to throw in a Krispy Kreme. Am I right?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're not crispy, but have you seen that? You know,
I'm
that
sorry.
TikTok?
No,
The old
but
lady,
they are
and she's
crispy.
like, the old lady, she's like, have you ever had a Krispy Kreme? And the girl's like, yeah. And then the old lady's like, well, was it crispy? And the girl goes, no. And then the old lady's like, mm-hmm. It was like a very, very popular on TikTok like a couple months ago.
What the hell?
Have you
We have
ever had
such
a
different
Krispy Kreme?
algorithms. I'm online all the time. I do not get that.
Mine's very wholesome, I guess.
Yeah, mine's like, guess what the Trump administration has done with the. I'm just like,
yeah.
ah!
Yeah.
Anywho,
Amen.
all right. Well, I'll see you on the flip side. Go get that donut.
Yeah.
Go drop off that UPS package.
Ugh.
We should probably text about what Mother's Day gifts to buy this year, so we
Yeah, we
make
won't
sure
forget.
we're doing something.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be good.
We'll do
good
it.
daughters.
Here's a little Napa clip before we leave. Napa.
Look at her ears. My God.
Super help.
She's going to
getting
take
mad.
flight. She could fly. with
She
those
could.
things.
She does fly. She does
Yeah.
fly. I've seen her. All right.
Anyhow.
We will follow us on Instagram.
Instagram.
5 stars, Spotify, Apple
Yeah.
Podcasts. Email us at goingoffcoursepodcast@gmail.com.
And we'll see you guys.
Next.
See you next
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.